Vikram Solanki rolled back the years with a superb century, his first in the championship for Surrey, as his side had much the better of the third day of their LV County Championship match with Sussex at Arundel. The visitors began the day on one without loss in reply to Sussex's 295, a total in which a number of batsmen made starts but then got out, with the exception of Michael Yardy, who top scored with 69. There were some awkward moments for both Rory Burns and Aaron Haranath first thing, with the latter getting away with an edge off Steve McGoffin, which was spilled at third slip by Ed Joyce. It again looked as if this was a pitch where the bowler always had a chance and one on which the batsman never really felt in. This young pair would have been pleased with their efforts as they eventually gave their side a good start with a stand of 56 for the opening wicket, one which took 21 overs to compile. It took the former Surrey all-rounder Chris Jordan to break the partnership, which happened when Haranath pushed the ball to Joyce, who this time did manage to hold on. Haranath was out for 23, but Burns and Solanki were just starting to make hay as the sun finally came out over this wonderful cricket ground beneath the famous Arundel Castle. They advanced the total along to 96. Before Burns on 36 was out just before lunch was taken, Jordan now with an incredible slip catch off Monty Panesar. Those waiting to see Ricky Ponting didn't get to see him for long. He made 13, but then he edged his fellow Australian McGoffin to Jordan, who as ever clung on expertly. That again took McGoffin to the top of the wicket-taking charts with wicket number 37, and he was now fired up as new man Xander de Bruyne soon discovered. He had come in with his side on 113 for 3 and with little to choose between these two sides, but Surrey still had Solanki in and he was going along nicely. His county have faced some criticism of late for employing the likes of the former Worcestershire player, but even at the age of 37 he has plenty to offer the county game. This shot took him to the 50 mark as a Surrey man for the fourth time. He'd needed 91 balls for this one in a knock which had contained 6 boundaries. To his advantage now, the weather had changed and this was possibly the best time to bat in. Plus, Sussex were unable to call on Luke Wright, who was away feeling ill. Both Solanki and de Bruyne, playing his best innings of the season so far, started to make the most of a rare bit of warm sunshine as they built an important partnership. It could have been ended before it got out of hand by Panesar, although had he held on to this very tough chance, a number of us would have headed out to buy some new spectacles. The miss allowed de Bruyne to register only his second championship half-century of the summer. He reached it with an easy single off Chris Nash, so he could raise his bat after facing 87 balls. He struck 7 fours in that, as he finally started to show the kind of form his talent suggests he should do more often. With this partnership now into 3 figures, Solanki stepped up a gear or two. He cleared the ropes twice, first off Nash, and then with a thumping pull shot off James Anyon, which took him into the 90s. He was then held up for a short while, before he drove Anyon through the covers to get to 3 figures. It was a graceful innings from the acting Surrey captain, and one which he clearly enjoyed. It had occupied 162 balls in a little over 3 hours, and he'd not only hit those 2 maximums, but also 11 other 4s. With that now out of the way, he moved up yet another gear to smash another 30 runs off his next 16 balls, as he hurried his side along to a total which almost matched Sussex's. Indeed, Surrey were only 5 runs behind when Solanki went for another big hit, only to hole out. Matt Pryor taking the catch in the unfamiliar surroundings of the deep. Solanki went for 130 after a stand of 177 in 41 overs with de Bruyne. Having waited so long to get in, Stephen Davis didn't last too long. On 11, he nicked Panesar behind just after the 300 had been posted. Gary Wilson also went cheaply, leaving it to de Bruyne to try to secure his own ton before the close. He smacked Panesar over the top for a 6 to move on to 95, but was only able to add 4 more in the 3 overs that remained before the close. So he goes into the final day on 99, which has come out of his side's 362 for 6. Surrey also have 10 more overs now to score an additional 38 runs to earn maximum batting bonus points. They lead by 67, and unless there are some negotiations overnight, then this match appears to be heading for a draw.